Woodford Manufacturing has been around since 1929, and they've been making what I believe is the best in yard hydrants and hose bibs for at least that long. Now this model V22, which means vertical 22, is a combination of a hot and cold faucet. The idea of having hot water outside is a little bit excessive, but really when you think about it, it's a beautiful idea. Whether it's washing off a dirty dog, whether it's washing off a car that has ice on a windshield, whether it's filling up a pool for kids that might be just a little bit too cold. There's a million reasons why having hot water on the outside of a house is a great idea. So the idea behind this hot and cold is that one is hot, soft water, one is cold, soft water. Now this is a Model 19, which I've literally installed hundreds of them, but this is going to be hard water. Now the idea is that I don't want to be watering my plants with soft water, so I'm installing 3 hose bibs on this particular corner. Now all of these hose bibs that I'm installing have a vacuum breaker, and what that means is if the hose happens to be left on and it gets below freezing, that by having that vacuum breaker in place, it's actually going to allow the water to drain out. So this is what's called the anti-burst feature. Now Woodford Manufacturing is the only company making a frost-free hose bib with this feature, this anti-burst feature. And I'm telling you, from a service and repair point of view, this is huge. I don't know how many hundreds of times I've replaced all different kinds of frost-free faucets because people forgot and they left their hose bibs on, and come springtime they turned that faucet back on and all of a sudden they have water flooding inside their house because it froze. So this feature, having this vacuum breaker, ensures that that never happens. By the way, all of these faucets are American made. One of the last things that I always do after installing a frost-free faucet is I put a wedge under the pipe. And what I'm trying to do is lift the rear of the faucet up as high as I can in that hole. Now I usually try to drill the holes at about 1/8 of an inch angle causing that hose bib to sit up higher in the back than it does in the front. And what that does is that ensures that when I shut the water off, that all of the water is going to run out. You can see I'm wedging another piece of wood underneath the back of this faucet as well. All right, so this is the end result. What I've got is one hard water bib, cold water up here. This will be used for things like irrigating plants, trees, whatever. Then I've got a hot bib here and a cold bib, and these are both soft water, as we intend on having water softener. This is the area where we will park our cars. We live in cold country, using that soft water to wash ice, snow, different things, animals, pets, kids. My kids play in the snow and the mud all the time, and then having the cold as well. Now initially I drilled this for 3 of these Model 19s. I'm gonna have to dress that up and make it look like a knot in the wood, which no big deal. We're not trying to build perfection. We want it to look a little rustic, so I can fix that. I'd never installed a V22 before, Model V22, and the V stands for vertical. They make these both vertically and horizontally. I'd never put one in before, and when I was introduced to this, I knew that's exactly what I wanted. This is also what's called the anti-burst Model 19. Both of these, because they have the vacuum breaker. The idea is if you leave a hose on, it's still going to allow that water to drain out. I've used Model 19s for nearly 20 years. Woodford is the only name in the business, as far as I'm concerned, with both frost-free bibs and hydrants. They've been around for nearly 100 years. I'm really happy to have this installed. I think my wife's going to love it. This is the Woodford yard hydrant. I've installed many of these. The idea behind this is it's buried underground about 3 feet, so it's below the frost depth. We have about 6 of these that we'll put all over the property, but obviously this is not going to happen anytime soon. Might be a couple months before it's dry enough to do that. But I also put another bib in this corner. Now this is the hard water bib, so this one will be used to irrigate whatever we need to do.